Well, hello there. Hey, Queen Cha Cha. Hey, Hash Brown. How are you? Hello, everybody. Hello. Hey, Jen is Jen Moet Photography. Well, thank you for being here. Hey, Just Be Real. How are you? Hey, Misha. How are you doing, girl? I'm looking forward to seeing you in Atlanta. Hi, Esther. How are you? Good to see you. Oh, Lord. I just posted all this. Well, all right. Let me just take myself back over there. Let me look at here what I just did. That's not what I meant to do. Well, it posted. Hi, Renee Bernardo. How are you doing? Hello, Letitia Daniels and Miss Tracy Blue and Dena and is it Car is Camer Cameralins and then Anna Crane. How are you doing, Letitia and Krishma? How are you doing? If I mess up your name, I'm sorry. How are you guys doing? Good evening to everybody. I am so looking for just to let you guys know. I think I'm having to change the hotel because I'm having some issues with the hotel. Hi, Miss K. I'm having some issues with the hotel, so I may have to change hotels and go back to the original hotel that I was in when I came to Atlanta the first time. So my apologies. You see me? That's good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for being here. Hello, everybody. Good to see you. Okay, Sweet TV Marie. You in New Orleans. All right. I've been to New Orleans once or twice. You know where First and Claiborne is? I went right on down there and got a gold tooth in my mouth. Like my fellow, well, I'm not New Orleans. I'm not Cajun or Creole, but my fellow New Orleans folk down there say, got a gold tooth in my mouth. And I had a gold tooth, and I went down there on First and Claiborne and got a gold tooth in my mouth. And the lady said, "Oh, you look good with the gold tooth in your mouth. Sound familiar, huh?" New Orleans in the house. You see me on Instagram? I'm on Instagram. Matter of fact, I'm talking to people on Instagram. So I'm on Instagram. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, everybody. That Sweet TV Marie, that sounded familiar? Oh, and then when they tell you about eating that crawfish, you eat that crawfish and you suck on the tail till the eyes wiggle. That sound familiar? I lived in Mississippi. It does. See? How's everybody doing? Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Let me wet my whistle. Hold on, let me get a little drinky drink. How is everybody doing? Thank you so much for being here. All the way from is PAI Canada. Well, hello there, Anna Crane. Thank you so much. Suck the head and piss the tails. There you go, girl. Them spicy crawfish. Oh, I miss them spicy. And you know them crawfish about this big. Them crawdads, them crawfish. They about this big. They're not them little tiny ones like you see up here in the Northwest. They're like them big old crawfish too. They're like big little lobsters. Yes. Now I don't suck the head. I don't like the flavor in the head. My brothers would do that. Cajun and Creole folk taught my brothers how to do that. I ain't like it. Ugh. How is everybody doing? Thank you so much for being here. She said the narcissism is spreading worse than cancer. Right, right. The crazy thing is that it's been around. It's just being exposed. It's been around. It's just being exposed. That's all. I am so hot. I don't even have a fan in here. You guys ready to start? You guys ready to start? I was just trying to wait a little bit. Hey, Francis, I was just trying to wait for some of the people to come on in here. Now listen. It is 8:07 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and it is March 17th, 2024. The reason why I say this, because a lot of times people come in and they watch the replay, so they ask me to hurry up, or they get upset because I'm not speaking to them and giving them salutations. If you're not watching this at 8:07 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 10 p.m., 10:07 Central Standard Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Time on March 17, 2024, then you are watching the replay. And I cannot respond to you because I don't see you because it's a replay. And if you're upset at me because I take a while to say salutations to all my guests, take your finger like this and push that little button. That's a little thing that goes that fast forward. Just hit the little thing and fast forward. Fast forward. You can fast forward past the salutation because you're on the replay. So you get the privilege to do that. Hey there from Newport Richie, Florida. All right. I see you. I see you. Thank you so much for being here. All right. All right. Well, let's get started, y'all. So for those of you coming in, when I start talking, I'm not going to try to keep you long. I say it all the time. You know, I miss you guys. Forgive me. I have not been here, I think, for 1 or 2 Sundays because we had something going on every day of the week. And I think it was like the week before, it was Tuesday through Sunday. Then we had some more stuff going on, and we had stuff going on Saturday. Yesterday, I was tired. I was exhausted because we've had a busy week all week. Friday came home late. Saturday has something to do. Today, I wanted to come in because I didn't want to miss you guys. I want to talk to you guys a little bit, let you guys know I want to be consistent, but sometimes I am. My schedule is really busy. Got something going on this week, Friday, and I don't know if we have something going on Saturday or not, but I try to be, I'm on the road sometimes. You see, sometimes I just recently was driving in the car yesterday and recording a video for you guys because I wasn't even able to do any TikTok videos because I was just that big. Then I was tired. So I'm trying to take a few naps before I go into work. But hey, I am so glad that you guys are here. Make sure. You know what? I think I misspelled some stuff on here. Let me go back and respell. I misspelled some stuff. Here we go. There we go. Let me see. Okay, there we go. So let's look at how to change. I misspelled some stuff. So let's get started. Y'all. So the narcissist is more afraid of you than you think. So let me get my thoughts together. I must get myself comfortable. I want you guys to know something. Let me take my belt off. My belt is choking me. Let me tell you guys something. So keep in mind that when a narcissist finds a source of supply, and a lot of you were the main sources of supply. Some of you guys, okay, what I need you to do, Mike, is I need you to wait until it's time to make comments. Make sure you guys stay focused on what I'm talking about because you throw me off when I'm talking. Okay, so I need you to hold on a minute. So keep in mind that a lot of us, and I'm one, Yes, you ready? Is it Camara lens? Okay, make sure I don't mess it up. Listen, so let's go ahead and start this again. I was thrown off. Let me stay focused. You guys, when you talking on here, it kind of throws me off because I'm looking over at the comments. I try to stay focused. That's why I have a moderator. Please respect my moderator because my moderator will block you, especially if you're disrupting me and it messes up my train of thought because I want to make sure there are people in here that want to hear what the topic is about. And then sometimes people get on here and have their own conversation, has absolutely nothing to do with what we're talking about. That's kind of rude, especially when people get on and start, advertising for themselves, trying to ask people to come to their channel or having a whole conversation like they're one of the moderators. I know my moderators, and so my moderators don't even do me like that. So what I'm asking is just be respectful. When you go to other people's channel, just be respectful. You can talk to me, but sometimes I may not be able to engage with you right away because I try to stay on my train of thought because I have to think about it before I come on in order for me to have a flow. And then, of course, so I can get off and you can get off because some of you guys are actually overseas. So you guys are hours ahead of me on top of that. And I don't want to disrespect your time because some of you guys are very faithful. You come on, you support me, you're faithful. And some of you guys are tired. So when you come on here, I'm coming here to support her and I truly appreciate it. So let me go ahead and start over again. Okay. So listen, so a lot of us, and I tell you guys all the time, I'm not just, I'm not just a therapist or I'm not just a professional that talks about narcissistic abuse. I'm also a person that was a survivor of narcissistic abuse. I've went through it too. Some of you guys have heard some of the stories that I've told. And sometimes I tell the stories to relate to you, to let you guys know that, Brenda, you ain't got to be quiet. You can ask whatever you want. I'll open up the questions later on. Okay. But, A lot of us have come from backgrounds like that, and so I too am a survivor. So I took it, and I tell you guys all the time, take it. You can be positive, and you can use it. The better you can monetize this. Most people monetize this from their own experiences, and on top of that, I deal with clientele as a therapist. I deal with clientele that come in, and my choice to help people is the choice from the victim and the survivors, the educational portion, therapy portion, and coaching. And so understand that so I am a part of the community, not just a teacher, but I'm also a part of the, hi, Miss Dolores, but I'm also a part of the community. And so when a narcissist is love bombing you, or when they're picking their victims, you have to remember, see, a narcissist lives in a very backward world. A lot of you have come out of that, and you really are really struggling with your self-esteem. You're really struggling to get yourself back on your feet. It's because of the fact that this is not a normal type of domestic violence. I had somebody correct me, say that you can't say normal, and you can't say, be careful what you say. Child, I understand what I'm saying. And when I say normal, I mean the stereotypical domestic violence that we hear about all the time. When you go into domestic violence programs and you get the domestic violence support groups and everything, it's almost like, and even before I really understood the language, I was teaching about it, but I didn't understand the language because of the fact that this is something even more abnormal than the regular stereotypical domestic violence. We talk about the power and control, we talk, but we don't really talk about the psychological game that's being played. And think about it now, within the world of psychology, they have introduced a new branch, or a new what is it, topic in relations to pathological relationships, narcissist relationships. They just added that into the training for therapists. They added a new study in there. They added a new topic in there. We're being trained on this stuff now. So you have to think about it for just a minute. You have to think about it for just a minute. It is more abnormal than the average domestic violence that you hear about all the time. And the bad part about it is that these narcissists are not normal people. The way you're trying to figure out this person that you've been with, you're trying to put your feet, now some of you are empaths, where you're trying to take the pain of somebody else, and you're trying to fix them through your own emotion. You're trying to take it. You absorb more than you observe. You have to observe and not absorb. Now that's the empaths. And those of us that are empathetic, we try to put our feet in somebody else's shoes. So you're looking at the narcissist through the lens of your eyes, and what we would consider to be pretty normal in our thoughts. Yes, you may have some issues, depression, anxiety, whatever. But when we talk about abnormal psychology, when you're talking about personality disorders, that is abnormal. That is not normal. And most people try to figure these narcissists out by thinking on your own logical thinking. I wouldn't do something like that. Yeah, you wouldn't do something like that, but a narcissist would do something like that. I just don't understand what would make a person. I don't understand that. That's why you talk about it a lot. And not only do you talk about it a lot, sometimes you talk about it to the wrong people. Everybody is not meant to hear the deepest part of your soul. That's how you got connected to this narcissist, because you're trying to figure out how this person thinks, and it's unfathomable, because I don't understand how a person would think this way. Why would a person do this? How can you not love your child like this? How can you not have affection? How can you mistreat somebody so badly? How can you want to hurt someone? That's because you are looking at them through the lens of your own eyes. You've never been a narcissist. You've never had a personality disorder. That will never change. So it is unfathomable to you, to a point where you're like, I can't believe that they won't change. Yeah, that's because you know that when you have come up, when people have told you about yourself or things that you don't like about yourself, you work hard to change those things. A narcissist doesn't work hard to change on anything, because they're not the problem. You're the problem. And so when you're dealing with these individuals, you have to remember that they live in a backward world. They have created their own reality, which is backward for us. We don't understand it, but what's right is wrong, what's wrong is right, what's beautiful is ugly, what's ugly is beautiful, what up is down, the sky is green, when you see is blue. Maybe they're colorblind. So you justify and make up excuses for the narcissist a lot of time. Well, they've been traumatized, and we don't know what it's like to be traumatized like that. And you don't know what it's like that. See, a lot of you justify, and you become the enablers. Not only do you become the enablers, a lot of you are codependent. I understand that, but a lot of you become you become codependent. And when you become codependent, you have to be in charge. Codependency, you become, number one, an enabler. And number two, codependent person has to control things too. You see what I mean? They have to control things too. So you only operate at your best when you're helping someone you think is dysfunctional or hurting or disabled or something is wrong with them. Well, a narcissist is like that. Now, a narcissist always sees up their opportunist. So when they see someone, they're looking at all the things that they want that they can't have, all the things that they want to be that they can never be. So they're looking at your life and they want that right there. They want that what they see. And what is that they see? They want that they see. And not only do they want that what they see, they want to be in your skin. You see what I mean? It's like they want to put their hand in that glove and they want to live in your skin. They see you and see all the wonderful things. That's why you're so perfect during that love bombing. That's why they're so perfect when they put you on that pedestal and they're idolizing you, because you're new smelling leather. You're the new car, the new shiny toy. And what they see is like, wow, you are happy. You are free. You have a lot of friends. You have attention. You're pretty. You're handsome. You have money. You have this. You have a personality. And they're so excited because you're giving them attention and you're looking at them like, wow, you're amazing. And I don't understand why someone hasn't snatched you up. Someone ain't snatched them up because they figured out what they were. So, you're looking at them like, I can't believe, if it's too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. But you're looking at them like, how is it that this wonderful living creature and this awesome, when you start feeling like that, you might want to back up. That's just like in the Bible, Leah and Rachel. Rachel was the beautiful sister, and I think it was Jacob couldn't figure out why no one had married Rachel, because he didn't understand the culture. And so he didn't understand that in order to get to Rachel, he had to marry the older sister first. The older sister had to get married first. Then Rachel could get married. So he ended up not knowing, but he ended up marrying Leah, the cockeyed sister, and then he got Rachel. If you guys understand the biblical principle behind that. But with a narcissist, they see you and they see all the wonderful things about you, and they want that. That is what they want. And some of you have to catch your pride. Your pride got in the way. See, they want me. They always want me. They always want me. I'm sexy. I'm handsome. Everybody wants me. Now, see, your pride done got you caught up because you look good. You're handsome. Everyone has always given you attention. You've been a beautiful child and everything. See, it got to your head. And what happened is that pride got to your head to a point where it pulled the wrong thing in your court. And they always want me. They're always going to want me. They don't want you as an individual. They want what you have. They want your personality. They want your life. They want your friends. They want your joy. Your joy irritates them. Your spirit irritates them. Your joy, your peace irritates them. And so if they can't have it, because think about it, they're with you long enough, they begin to see cracks in your foundation. They begin to see that you're not as perfect as they thought you were. Another thing that makes you imperfect is when you start seeing the cracks in their foundation and you start holding them accountable. See, some narcissists, it's hard for them to be married because of the fact that it requires them to be accountable. It requires them to be accountable and to be responsible. And they can handle the girlfriend, boyfriend, but they can't handle the marriage part. Even though they may do it only to lock you down so that no one can get you, because you're mine. And what you have is mine. I know you can make money. They have ideas, but don't know how to bring them ideas out. But you know how to bring them ideas out. You know how to fund those ideas. That's why a lot of you came out of these marriages or relationships or situationships, and you're looking at the narcissist flourish, and you're looking like, I gave that person those ideas. Of course, they were like a leech. They sucked you dry. They sucked your resources dry because you have the resources. They sucked your finances dry. Some of you lost your 401. Is it 401k? 501k? No, 501k is nonprofit. But your retirement, you lost your retirement to them. You lost everything. You had to start all over again. And you're looking at them like the only reason why they're prospering is because I was the one who put legs to their idea. They have this idea they can never get, but they knew that I was able. It's like the cuckoo bird. Cuckoo bird will lay an egg in a regular bird's nest, and the egg is bigger than the regular birds. And so when that cuckoo hatches, It 401k, thank you. But when that cuckoo hatches, it knocks out all the other little chicks, and this little tiny bird is trying to feed this giant cuckoo. The bird's starving. He's trying to feed this big cuckoo bird that's in there. You see what I mean? And so you have to understand it's not you that they want. You think it's you because you so pretty, you so wonderful, you so. But check this out. You so in this season till you start losing your leather smell and you start having cracks in your foundation. They find out your breath stinks when you wake up in the morning, or when you start holding them accountable and you don't put them on a pedestal anymore. So you made them feel good about themselves. They felt good because they cannot self-regulate. Remember, that's just like a person that has diabetes and is and requires insulin shots. That person, when the glucose level goes up, they have to take a shot to bring the glucose levels. The glucose level. I'm not, I'm not medical. I can give you what I know, but they most people that have diabetes, when their blood sugar goes up, they have to take a shot to bring the blood sugar back down. And your blood pressure goes up. If it drops too low, they need some type of protein to bring the blood sugar back up, or they can go into a coma, or they can go into a coma even at night. So a narcissist is like that when it comes to regulating, because they don't even know who they are. They cannot regulate their emotions. They are dependent on supply to provide them with fuel. If they don't get fuel, a lot of narcissists become suicidal. Especially, for example, if you have a narcissist that may be somatic, very attractive, very handsome, you know what I mean? Very attractive, very handsome, and that's what they're accustomed to. And they start losing their looks as they get older. When they start losing their looks as they get older, they may not, some of them start off as cerebral and then they end up being somatic. So they can switch over. But what happens is, as they start losing their looks, they can switch back over to cerebral. Their main thing may be cerebral, but they found out that they're attractive. And so they can switch over and they know how to use what they need to use. One is more dominant than the other, but if they start losing their looks, they'll switch over and go back to what they knew, and that was the cerebral. Now, some of them may have always been somatic, may have always been a good looking individual, but not very intellectual. And what happens, they start losing their looks, and they can't pull people, they cannot pull people anymore from their looks and their intelligence. They don't have the intelligence to maintain or to manipulate. They become suicidal. They can become suicidal. They have to have fuel. And if they don't get fuel, they can become suicidal. Some of them even homicidal. If you leave at the wrong time before they have an opportunity to connect to a new source of supply, a lot of them will also become homicidal. So it's not, you sometimes what happens is they lower your defense mechanism to a point where you don't even realize when you are in danger. When a narcissist says something, you believe what they say. Some of you are like, I've been with them too long. I know they just talk. They don't mean what they say. You better believe a narcissist, because a narcissist will tell you exactly what they're thinking. And a lot of times you guys leave out of the situation and the things that they're saying. See, if they can't dominate you, and what happens is when you start seeing the cracks in the foundation and you start holding them accountable and you start telling them about themselves, and you may tell what, don't think that a narcissist doesn't know about themselves, because people within years have told them, you arrogant, you're this, you're a liar, you're a cheat, you're this right here, you're irresponsible with money. And they're always consistently like that. It doesn't matter what situationship they get into. They're very consistent in their behavior. They're very, very consistent in their behavior. And how consistent they are, you can look at them now. The only thing that changes is the playground. The only thing that changes is the supply. You may have a rich supply, you may have a poor supply. You may have an educated supply, you may have an uneducated supply. You may have a person that's middle class, you may have a person that is, rich, you may have it doesn't matter. Intellectual, highly intellectual, a judge, a lawyer, a model, a nurse, a doctor, it doesn't matter. They're like chameleons. They blend in with that environment, and they're looking at you, at the reputation that you have, and that's what they want. They'll pick up on they will pick up on your language and use your language. They'll use your language to make it seem like they're the ones in your field. They'll even try to overtake your field to tell you how dumb what you're saying is. And you're thinking to yourself, I know I learned this in school. I know I learned this in college. They'll even, those the intellectual ones, the cerebral ones, they will make even the somatic ones, they will make themselves out to be something that they're not. They'll tell you about the college education that they had, the training that they have, the people that they train with, and there is no proof of any of that. No proof, just to prove a point. They have to be seen. And you have to think that narcissist sees you like you don't see yourself. And when they project, they're projecting all their negativity on you. And then you take what they're saying into yourself and you live your life fighting these words every day. And these are not even your words. You're living off of somebody else's words. I can never be this. I'll never, I'll never amount to, I'll never be able to make it without them. I can't survive and I don't know how to do it. And I am accustomed to being with them and they paying my bills. So I don't know any other way to do it. That's because they groomed you, have you thinking like that. They'll even tell you, you'll never find anybody like me. Child, we are praying that is true. That's about the most smartest thing. And I know that's inappropriate, improper English. That's the most smartest thing you have ever heard, for them to say, you'll never find anybody like me. Well, now we can agree to something. We can agree to something because you sure don't. You know what I mean? We sure don't. But the thing about it is that they're more afraid of you and you allow them. Now, keep in mind, a lot of us allowed them without understanding what was happening. So we didn't know what was happening, and we kind of gave them our power, kind of gave them, we kind of gave them that leeway. Because when you love somebody, that's not, when you love somebody, you don't think about the fact, hey, you don't love me. Or when you love somebody, you trust them. You trust them with your heart. You trust them with their emotions. And so we kind of give up. And that's not proper. It's not the right thing to do. We just didn't know any better. We kind of gave up some of our authority. We put down our walls. And so when we put down our walls, they got in because that was their whole plan all along, to get into your soul. If they can take over your soul, they will try to take over your soul. And what is a soul? Your soul is what makes you human. It is your mind. It is your thoughts. It is your emotions. It is your will, and that's what they want to rule. That's what they want to take over. That's what they want to control. And they'll say anything to make you feel, hey, new dawn arises, but they'll say anything to make you feel less than what you are. But what they're telling you is how they feel about themselves. Everything that they say to you that is negative and poison is everything they feel about themselves. They have no self-esteem. They have no self-worth. They're a scared little child. I think my big sister posted, they're a scared little child sucking their thumb. And if you ever find out, it's almost like if you ever find out what they really are, what they really look like, you would have to stand on your power and your authority because they're afraid that you will wake up. See, that's why they bully. Why do you think a bully bullies? A bully is a very scared individual, and a bully bullies in order to maintain control. But the moment you go face to face, toe to toe with a bully, the bully will back down. And then they find out that you beat them up too. A bully would try to be your friend or just get away from you. I don't have some bullies that bully me. I wasn't always a little bully myself, but I don't had a bully to bully me. And when you finally stand up and you get tired of it, all of a sudden they want to be your best friend. All of a sudden, you know what? You're so pretty. How about you shut up? How about just shut up? That's what you do. Shut up. Get out my face. But that's what a narcissist is, a little bully. That's what not a little bully, a big bully. And they use fear tactics. And they use fear tactics to a point because you weren't afraid of them when you met them. And then think about it, how, but you found out some stuff. Now, I'm not saying that there are some that are really dangerous. A malignant, not all narcissists are malignant, but a malignant greater narcissist is one that also has antisocial personality disorder, along with narcissistic personality disorder. These are people that have no conscience. They can do things and not care or think about it, not think about after they do what they do. Those are the malignant narcissists, the greater narcissists are the most dangerous narcissists. They don't have a problem doing harm and sleeping at night as if they have no conscience. And so the thing about it is that when I don't had, the narcissist I was with, fly all the way to my house. Well, he didn't fly to my house, but he flew just to bully me at it's that scare tactic, that scare tactic, that shock tactic, and showed up at my house. We need to talk. And I think that day, because I was that day was not the day to mess with me. That was your day. That was the day I was like, I'm tired of you. And I snatched that door up and came out that door. And the thing about it is you can see in their face, just like they're looking for, what is it called? It's those subtle cues. Is what is it called? It's those unconscious cues. There's a word for it. I got to get it back. It's not the nonverbal expression, but it's on the tip of my tongue. Y'all help me out. What's the word? Let me look over Instagram. What is it called? Come on. It's not the nonverbal. It's another name for it. It's the expressions. It's an expression that you don't realize that you're making. Y'all help me out. Give me the word. Not the body language. It's an expression that you don't control. It's almost like a muscle twitch that shows expression. It's that unconscious expression, not the social cues, micro expression. Thank you, Alan. The micro expressions. There you go. Not aggression, micro expression. A micro expression it's like a muscle twitch. It is a nonverbal communication, but it's a micro expression. And what happens is they're looking for the micro expression because you don't know that you're giving off the micro expression. It's a muscle twitch. It's like a muscle twitch where, you're looking at somebody, you don't like them, and all of a sudden your nose goes up in the corner, but you don't realize you did it. Or the way that your face twitches when you're talking to them and you don't realize that it's happening. So they're cued in on you to pick up on your micro expressions, especially if they've been with you for a long time. And that's the very thing, I was telling you that when this individual showed up at my door, they were looking for the micro expression. He wasn't getting no micro expression that day because I came out that door. And if you would have said one more thing, you were going down the steps. And he was looking, and you can almost look in their face. You could tell when they're a little confused, like, wait a minute, I can't pick up. This is danger, danger, danger. You see what I mean? Like danger, danger. Yeah. The same thing when your vein in your forehead pops out and you don't realize it. But they're kind of looking at you, but you can look at their face. It's almost like they're a little confused. Like, I'm not picking up on those cues. I'm not picking up on you like I used to. So they're giving off expressions too, and they don't realize that they're doing it. It's like their facial expression, like they're confused because you have been very consistent. It's almost like you have been readable all this time, and you finally got upset, or you finally are tired of this, and now they can't pick up on cues. They can't pick up on you because they're looking at you, but they can't pick up on you. You see what I mean? So they're more afraid of you. They're more afraid of you causing a narcissistic injury. That's why they become so aggressive. That's why they become so angry. That's how they become so, they become very aggressive, especially in their verbiage, especially in their abusive language, because they're trying to subdue you. They're trying to keep you in place. And you just had enough. See, when you guys step out of that fear that you've been hindered, you've been hindered by fear. And when you step out of that fear and you finally, step up and you finally, enough is enough. I'm not afraid of you anymore. When you get away from that fear, then you'll see their fear. And their fear, you're like kids, their fear will become very obvious because what does a hater do? A hater hates. A hater talks. A bully talks. A bully tries to make themselves bigger than what they really are. And the thing about it is the more aggressive they become, that's because they're more afraid they are. So the more afraid they are, the more aggressive they become. I'm not telling you to stay there. I'm telling you to get away from the aggression. If you got to go to a shelter, you got to call the police, whatever you do. For those of you that are married, this is a disclaimer. As a disclaimer, you got to remember, you can't just jump up and get out of there with your kids and think nothing can happen, because they'll try to use that in the court. They'll put out an APB. They'll put out an Amber Alert. They'll make it seem like you kidnapped the kids. That's why it's so important. I don't care what you've been taught. What's our business is our business to stay behind the closed doors. Don't be afraid to ask for help. What you have to do is reach out to a domestic violence advocate, because they will keep paperwork and they will get you out of the situation without the fear of you being told that you kidnapped the child. because you don't want to go to court and then he's telling or she's telling them that you kidnapped my child and then you get the child taken. When you have someone like a domestic violence advocate working with you, they've got paperwork, and most judges within that area that you in know who the domestic violence advocates are that come into the courtroom. And so you cannot be afraid. Swallow that pride. You can't be afraid to ask for help. If you really want to get out of there, you have to get some help to help you get out of there. You see what I mean? You have to get some help to get you out of there. So I'm gonna stop right there because I want you guys to understand they're more afraid of you than you are of them. And one thing they cannot handle is narcissist injuries. That's why not all narcissists get their target. Not all narcissists get their prey. There are some people that as soon as they say something, they can sense they're not playing, because they want to see how much you can tolerate, how much you can take. And some of y'all, some of us, some of y'all, and some people are just not narcissist material. They're more afraid of you when they start talking to you like, that's not going to work for me. That's not going to work for me. And so they'll back off. So every narcissist is not going to pursue you, especially when you get your strength back, when you get out of your fear. All right, look, I'm going to open up, the floor, open up for some questions. Ask me some questions pertaining to what I just talked about. Ask me some questions about what I just talked about. And do know, if you write a long story on there, if you long question, I don't have time to read it because you guys don't see it, because some of you guys are just on YouTube or some of you guys are just on Facebook. But on my end, they're all Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Restream, all that is connected. So the questions are going by real fast. So if you ask long questions, I won't be able to read them because they're going by too fast. But ask me a question, but make it short. Just ask me the question and ask me a question pertaining to what I was just talking about. Okay. So ask some questions. Talk to me. Uh, let's see. Hold on. Let me go to Instagram and look. Okay, just checking on Instagram. Hey, Instagram. I'm checking on Instagram. Okay. You said, how do they get healed or better? They don't. It is a personality disorder, and personality disorders cannot be healed. They don't get better. They don't. What are some signs that they're more afraid of us? I just told you. Go back and re-listen. Go back and re-listen. Do narcs normally spread rumors after being figured out? They do that before they're figured out. They start the rumors to protect themselves. They start the rumors or they start the smear campaign while they're with you. Sometimes you don't even know that they're doing it to protect them because they know you're going to find them out. They know that. You are so welcome, Aladrina. Aladrina, pretty name. You are so welcome. You said tenderers regarding paper trail. Does therapy session notes good for family court? Well, I'm gonna tell you something about therapy notes. As a therapist, I'm gonna tell you something about therapy notes. I'd be very careful to ask for your therapist notes because you got to remember the therapist is there for you. And a lot of times when you go to therapy, regardless whether you're telling them something about the other person, they're also keeping notes on you. And so when you go into the court of law, you got to remember that lawyers are not therapists. Lawyers are not therapists. And what you're doing when you put your notes out there, you are letting go of all privacy that protects you. And anything that you got going on with yourself, whether you're paranoid, anxiety, you got sleep issues, whatever, they can use that against you in court. So I'd be very careful when you subpoena your therapist's notes because your therapist is your therapist. So they're writing things about you. Yes, they may say some things about the other person, but you got to remember this is what you're saying against what they're saying. And yes, they keep notes about you and your mental health. And so you got to remember, you go to court, that other lawyer, if they've got a lawyer, they can tear those notes apart and they can make you look as crazy as they want to. So I'll be very careful before you try to connect a therapist into court. I tell people all the time, don't try to get me so that I can go to court, because remember, I'm in there with you and I can find a lot of things wrong with you that I'm helping you with. Yeah, they start rumors years before you find out anything about them because they know you're going to find out. They're not as dumb as you think they are. They know you're going to find out about them because everybody does. So they got to go ahead and get that prideful. Remember that grandiosity. And that grandiosity, they're not going to allow you to make them look bad. So they got to start it already around the people that may like you or the people that look up to you. And so, of course, they're going to start that smear campaign because they know if you ever tell, it's going to make them look bad. How much does it cost to have a therapist? Well, it depends on where you are. If you're paying out of pocket, you go to Psychology Today and look, and it has like the prices posted. You can go to BetterHelp. As a matter of fact, you can use because I have a sponsored link, and it's betterhelp.com/Dr. Carmen, and they'll give you a 10% discount. If you're out of the state of Washington, you won't get me as a therapist. And if you have insurance, you can find therapists with your insurance. Let's see. If they know you're going to find out about them, what excitement do they get from being with you? Why don't they just be single? A narcissist just can't be single. They have to, because of the fact that they have to have supply in order to get fuel. That fuel is that ego boost, your reputation, or the things you do with them. You make them feel good about themselves. You give them a reputation. You've built a home. You may be the wife or the husband. You've given them children, so you make them look good in society. Whenever you pet them on their head, or you tell them how I love it or anything, you're giving them fuel. You're giving them fuel. So they can't be alone. They have to have some type of fuel. And the fuel is that ego boost. That fuel is whether it's positive or negative, whether they hurt you and you cry or they make you smile, whatever it is, they're going to get that fuel from that supply, positive or negative. How do you expose narcissist abusers' actions? Okay, that's a long question. Some of you guys ask long questions and it's going up too quick, so I can't read the whole question. My ex-narc left me and got someone pregnant, but is still trying to. Okay, missed it. If you're saying they're still trying to reach out to you, it's because you've been shelved. So they're going to make sure the door is still open. You've been shelved because they've got another supply. But just in case they need some extra fuel, they'll come back because you are shelved. And in their mind, you'll always be theirs. It doesn't matter if they broke up with you or not. You're always my property. Is a DV advocate a mandated reporter? Anybody that's in the helping field, medical, I think DV advocates are mandated reporters. Yes, they are. They're mandated reporters. Yes. Let's see. Let me look on Instagram, see if there's any questions over here. Does he keep taking me to custody court because he's rooted in fear? No, because he's rooted in control. He wants control. Yeah, he wants control. So it is not the fact that they want your kid. It has nothing to do with the child. It has everything to do with power and control. He's going to show you that I have power. I have control. You don't tell me what to do. Can I explain more about a malignant narcissist? I'll do a video on that. I do a video on malignant narcissists. I'm not their property because they blocked on everything. But in their mind, you're their property forever. It doesn't matter what you think. In their mind, you're always my property. You always belong to me. You're a piece of property. You're not a human being with feelings and emotions. Your emotions don't matter. Your emotions don't line up with the narcissist's emotions. Your emotions don't matter. If you don't line up, if I'm saying something to you and it don't, think about it. When they're talking to you, it's almost like they're talking beyond you. Like, are you even in the same conversation? Just Real said, do I say anything to a narc after I hear them take my idea and repeat them as their own? What can you say? I mean, what can you say? What is there to say? How do you expose a narcissist abuser and actions to biased family court? Well, I'm not a lawyer, but one of the things that I can tell you, if you go to Judge Anthony Bumpiani, he is a retired judge and family lawyer, and he talks about it all the time. Because you're not going into court to expose them as narcissists. You're not going to do that. Because if you go in there expose them as narcissists, they're going to want to know what type of professional you are, what are your credentials. You don't go in there into court trying to expose. You talk about the behaviors, meaning what behaviors are they doing to you? Abusive, violent, won't pay this, won't pay that. You have to focus on the facts. Court is about facts. But if you go to Anthony Bumpiana, is Judge Anthony Bumpiana, just type him in Google, and he has a lot of information. He has videos, and he teaches you what to do and what not to do in the court system. Um, Congratulations, Oscar. He says, I've been no contact for a year today. This has been the best year of my life. And you're healing. That's just like smoking cigarettes. The less, once you stop smoking cigarettes, your lungs start healing. Your body starts healing. You get better oxygen intake. You start tasting your food better. You start smelling better. You can smell the air smells wonderful. And that's the same way with a narcissist. The farther you get away and the longer you stay away, the more the brain fog starts lifting. The more you begin to realize that you're relevant. The more you begin to realize, like, wait a minute, that had nothing to do with me. That had everything to do with you. You know, everything to do with you and not me. That's a you problem. Um, just be real. Can you spell? Could you write down Anthony Bumpiani? Can you write that out, please? And it's on YouTube. But it's Judge Anthony Bumpiani. Could you spell that out for there's a for Callie, aka Evil Monkey? Can you write that out for him, please? Can a narcissist desire to change and seek help? Can that be possible? They don't have a desire to change. The only reason why they will make you think that they want to change is if they want something from you. So if a narcissist starts talking about wanting to change or anything, the first thing that should go through your mind is what's behind it? What is the point? What are they trying to do? There's always an ulterior motive. You got to remember, you don't think like a narcissist. You don't think like a narcissist. A narcissist does not think like a normal person. So if a narcissist starts talking about, I want to change, I don't want to be like this anymore, the first thing that should come to mind is what are they trying to do? What is the point of what are you trying to do? Because that's the first thing that should pop in your mind. Because they don't have a desire to change. They don't have a desire to change. You need to change. They're not the problem. You're the problem. Bumpiani. There it goes. Anthony Bumpiani. There you go. There you go. I was trying to figure out who was JBR, and that's Just Be Real. That's you. I didn't know that's who you're talking about. Is race and gender major factors in narc behavior? Absolutely not. No. Now, they can use it against you. You're a black male. She's a white female. Listen. Now, some of y'all may not like when I say this. All right. No big deal. But let me tell you something in today's society. Sometimes, now my mother is white, just to let you guys know, and my father's black. My adopted mother is black. But my mother is white, my father's black. So I just want you guys to know that I come from that background. So when I say this, don't take this as racism or, colorism, whatever. In certain cases, people will pull that color card. You're a black male, she's a white female, and she can use that against you. She can use that against you. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. Where the white female will pull the white card and they will everything racist, anything they can think of, they'll use that to mess up your reputation, to make you look like you are aggressive and cruel, and also depending on what area of the United States you're in, that will still work, and vice versa. You have a black female and a white male. I've seen this happen in court a lot too. Was that white male privilege? That white female privilege or that white male privilege against a black female. So I've seen it happen, and even the other way around, black males, white females. So I've seen it happen. So yes, colorism can play a part in that. So yes, in your situation, I would say absolutely, absolutely. New Dawn says, me too with my uncle. See? Oh, let's see. Cops, courts, judges empathize with her, disregard my abuse. See? And then on top of that, you're a man too. So a lot of times, and I say this a lot, a lot of time when you are a male and you're trying to explain that you're being abused by a female, most people look at you and think, whether you're black or white or whatever, Indian, Haitian, Japanese, Chinese, British, whatever you are, a lot of times they look at a man and like there's no possible way a man can be abused by a woman. That's unbelievable. I served in the military. A good friend of mine, and he was white, and his wife was black. This man, this girl, she used to abuse him, and he was taught never to put his hand. He wouldn't put his hands on her, nothing. She would do things like take a knife and cut up his uniform. That's how bad it used to get. But I've seen wives abuse their husband, verbally abuse them, physically abuse them, and the man just would not put his hands on them. He would not put his hands on them. I'm not gonna put my hands on because I know what it looks like, especially a black male, you know, or a white male. I'm not gonna put my hands on her, or males in general, But most of the time, it's hard to believe that a man can be abused by a woman. And when you're talking about a narcissist, oh, we already know. We already know. Hmm. No problem. You said thank you for your guidance and your patience. It's an honor. It is an honor. If a malignant one, will they ever arrive at your house states away to Hoover? Absolutely. Malignant or not malignant? Absolutely. Because they don't think like the average person. They don't think like a normal person. So the stuff that we would think is abnormal is normal to them. And you're thinking like, you don't see that that's not normal? I have 5 other daughters, can't react with violence and lose my kids or life or freedom, even to defend myself. You know what though? You can still call just to see what happens. Call one of the domestic violence hotlines. Just be real. It's a 1-800-799-8233, I think. 1-800-799-8233. I think that's the number. Just be real. Can you put that? Could you put, yeah, there it goes. Callie, aka Evil Monkey, look down. Just be real. Just posted a link. It's the hotline.org. You can call anonymously and just ask the question. Listen, I am a man going through domestic violence. I'm a man and my concerns, my daughters. I don't know how to defend myself. Just ask the question. Ask and see what they say, and then let us know. I want to know what they say to you as a man on that hotline. Just contact that hotline. Let us know what's said to you because I want to know. Because I've never had a man call the hotline or that I know of, and let us know what's said to you. We want to know. There it goes. It's 1-800-799-SAFE. So it's 1-800-799-7233. But I want you to call that number. You've called over 10 times in the past 2 years, and I can't seem to get anyone to truly care and listen with honest regard. Ask them to connect you to your local domestic violence hotline within your state or your community. Don't stop trying and see. And I would look. Let me look and see the hotlines specifically for men. And just look at my Facebook page and my YouTube channel, and I will post what I find for men, the hotlines, or specific numbers for men. Okay, but don't ever stop because you've got girls. Yeah, yeah. But give me till tomorrow so I can look up to see if what numbers are available for our men. And I will just look on my Facebook community tab and my YouTube community tab and look on Facebook, and I'll post that information. Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much for being bold enough to ask the question. A lot of the men don't say much because they think it is a lot of women on here. New Dawn Arises is one of the guys, one of my moderators, as a matter of fact. He's one of my moderators. I don't know where Stevie Bananas is. He's usually on here, but I have men on here too. It's just that majority of the time, majority of the time is most of the females, the high percentage of females, but we're here for the men too. So it's not just for females. Just a lot of times it's the females that are talking to me, but please let us know what happens and just look on my Facebook page and look on my YouTube community tab. I'm going to find some more information for the men, numbers, hotlines, whether it's on Google. I'll look on social media to see if I can find more information, and I will post it there for the men. Okay. Uh, Let me look on Instagram. She says, "Why do they think someone is trying to ruin their reputation too, as well? You have to remember they don't think like us. They're very insecure. They're very self-conscious. They're very afraid, and so they always think that everyone is out to get them because of the fact that they're always out. They think that the way that they think is they think everyone thinks the same way. So if I'm out to get something, or if I'm out to ruin someone's reputation, or if I'm out, they think everybody's doing the exact same thing. So of course, they're gonna be paranoid. Of course, they think someone's trying to ruin their reputation because that's what they do. They project. That's how they are. That is how they are. Remember, a narcissist does not think the way that we think. And I am sincerely appreciative that you asked the question, okay? Please do. Please, he says, sincerely appreciate it. Will look out and share as I encounter other men along my journey of healing. Please do. Yeah, please do. Let me know, okay? Let me know, and I will make sure. Um, Dr. New Dawn says, Dr. Carmen has helped men so much these last few years. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Like I said, I usually have a lot of females on here. So, of course, as a female, my experiences as a female. So, a lot of times, now I'll tell you what I've seen or what I've heard men say, but I'm not a man, so I don't know what it feels like. So I go by what men tell me, and then I share that. Mhm. So let's see. So I'm getting ready to go. Alan Anderson says, I'm a man going through it as well. Speak. Thank you, Alan, for being here. I really appreciate you. I really do. Thank you so much for not being intimidated by a strong woman. That lets you know a strong man that is not intimidated by strong women. And I'm so appreciated, for New Dawn Arises, Kelly, aka Evil Monkey, Jody, not Jody, Alan Anderson. Let me see. Do I have any more men in here? I'm looking. I'm looking. I'm looking. I'm looking. Let me see. Um, let's look. I'm trying to see all the men on here. Brian. Brian is a male. Daniel. And down your pronoun is you're blocked. Let's see. Alan Jarvis. And we appreciate you, New Donna Riders. We appreciate you too, Alan. So, for you men that are on here, I truly, truly appreciate you guys not being intimidated by the females, because we got some strong women on here. We got some strong women on here, but you guys are some strong men that can hang with us. And I am so appreciative. It takes a strong man to be around strong women. And I'm so grateful that you guys not intimidated. And then on top of that, remember this too. A lot of times, hey, Oscar and Oscar too. First time here, Oscar is a male. You know, but remember this, men. And I'm not saying this to justify any woman abusing you. Men, don't ever let a woman run over you. And when I say that, I mean even in healthy relationships. As women, sometimes we just bossy. Sometimes you meet a woman, she's not a narcissist. Sometimes they just bossy. We like to run stuff. We like to be in control. And there's a way to handle a woman to let her know that you love her without breaking her, but also putting her in place in a gentle way. They listen. I don't Tim is a male. Here we go. But there's a way to tell a woman, and a woman, a insecure woman, an insecure woman is going to fight you back and try to ruin you. You already know an insecure woman. A woman is not to get listen, but you don't ever let a woman run you. There's a way, and women, there's a way to talk to men. You don't talk to men any kind of way. You don't talk to them like they're crazy. One thing that a man can't handle is to be disrespected and dishonored. Women, I understand we could take a lot, uh, but one thing you don't do with a man, we don't like it either. I understand that. Women, we don't like it either. But one thing you never do, you never disrespect, dishonor, or embarrass a man in public. When you get with a man, if you feel like you can't respect him, you don't need to be with him. Because one thing you do not do, you do not embarrass them. You're not going to humiliate them, and stop being so bossy. Shut your mouth sometimes. Just like my mother said, women, sometimes you got to learn to be quiet sometimes. I'm not saying let him abuse you. That's not what I'm saying. But sometimes you have to learn, shut your mouth sometimes. Shut your mouth sometimes. And stop trying to run over or rule him or boss him or control him. A real man is not going to let you control him. A real man is not going to let you. And see, then some of y'all, and I'm not talking about an abusive woman or an abusive man, but sometimes you guys think, oh, he's abusive. No, he's not going to tolerate your nonsense. And no means no. He ain't got to keep explaining himself to you. So men, women, sometimes you got to shut your mouth. Stop popping off at the mouth all the time. You ain't always got something to say. Be quiet sometimes. And men, you can't run and rule her. If you got a strong woman, you want a strong woman if you're a strong man. You just have to know how to handle her, and she got to know how to handle you. It's respect. Know each other's love languages. You see what I mean? You got to know each other's love languages. You have to know each other's love languages. That's why it's good to get into, you have to get into some type of counseling, to learn to communicate with each other, especially if you've already been in a bad relationship. And I'm not a bad person, it's not a bad person. I'm not talking about narcissists, but sometimes people try to reconnect with people and they're trying to connect with someone and you're still hurt. You are still in pain. That's not the time to connect to somebody, because a hurting person is going to hurt someone. Let me see. Tim say, "Oh, I'm strong, all right." All right, I don't mean strong when you putting hands on folks. That's not what I'm saying. You're welcome, Oscar. But yeah, I understand that. If you women, if you have to know when you are not, women, you have to understand when you are not completely healed. When you're not completely healed, it's not time to connect with a man. Now I'm old school. I'm old school. I'm just let you guys know I'm old school. I don't know about this younger generation, but I do believe the man is the head of the house. But men, you got to be going somewhere. Because if you're not going somewhere and you don't know how to lead your household, a woman has this innate instinct to take over and put you in the direction you need to go. Then you're mad because she running stuff, but men, you can't be a jellyback. You got to be strong. Women are attracted to strong men. And a man that has plans, a man that has a vision for the family, a vision, you need a strong woman to help you with your vision, but you got to be going somewhere, because women like strength, and women, you got to let him lead. I'm just old school. I'm just saying, I watched my father lead the household. My father was a strong man. My father, and he wasn't going to let no woman tell him what to do. And I'm not saying tell him what to do. Don't get me wrong. I remember my James, put the toilet down, James, things like, but to rule or boss him around, he ain't gonna let you do it. He ain't gonna let you do it. He ain't gonna let you do it. And a lot of women have grown up in a household that didn't have men in the household. So they don't even know what to do with a man. They don't understand a man. They don't know how to like I said, you got to work and pay bills. But in this generation, though, women are coming in and helping side by side to build that empire with the men. There are some men that are old school that believe, hey, if you want to work, you can work, but it's my responsibility to take care of the household. And I was reading somewhere with someone like, with the way that the bills are going now, with the way that the inflation is, shoot, you got to have a two income household. And if that's what you want, that's what you want. That's between you and the person that you with. There are some men like my dad. My dad. He's remarried, and his wife is just as strong as he is. When he was with my mom was a homemaker. It's old school. I like the old school where the men is like, if you don't want to work, you don't have to work. If you bring in, we'll make it work. But it's my responsibility to lead the family, take care of the home, take care of the kids, the house, and everything. And the woman's like, okay. And then nowadays it's like, baby, I'm bringing. Hey, you working, I'm working. We're gonna build an empire together. So it depends on what you want, men. It depends on what you want, ladies. Like I said, I'm old school. I do believe the man is the head of the household. That don't mean he run me, rule me, or boss me around or anything. A king has to understand the authority and the power that a king has. A king is in a position of authority, but a king is in a position of servitude. So a man, a leader, even a leader, a man is a leader. And when you are in leadership, male or female alike, leadership means servitude, because you're serving the people. The president is supposed to serve the people. A man is supposed to serve his family because he's a king. A king serves the people. The queen understands how to balance that power. The queen understands that. You see what I mean? New Dawn said that too. I wholeheartedly believe that. Oh yeah. If you got the right queen in your court, sometimes it takes time to calibrate, especially when two people have been hurt and neither one of you, both of you guys are kind of afraid. The man is kind of afraid and reserved. The woman is kind of afraid and reserved. You may have two good people that have just been broken and are having to learn how to calibrate. That doesn't mean that she's a bad woman. It doesn't mean he's a bad man. It just means you guys are broken. You're good for each other, but you're having to learn how to do that marriage dance. You know what I mean? But like I said, I watched my father. My father was a king. My daddy is a king, but he knew how to serve the family, and just like most of you men, you have to understand that you are a king, but you have a queen, and you want a queen just as strong as the king. You don't want no weak woman or silly, stupid woman. You don't want no silly, stupid man that you can run. I don't want no man that I can run over. I need him to have strength. We ain't going into the movie and both of us screaming in the movie. I need you to be strong. I ain't trying to fight somebody to protect you. I got to fight to make sure you are. I don't feel comfortable with you no more. You see what I mean? You are so welcome. The queen is the voice of reason. Look at you. That's what I'm talking about. Absolutely. Absolutely. Atia said, I will be single for a long time. She said, I don't trust right now, but I'm old school too. See? So you understand. So that means you understand. If you're not ready, sometimes ladies, you're not ready. Take your time. The right one's going to come. Now listen, I'm old school and I'm biblical old school. I believe. Now I'm just, I don't know about the new folks. Whatever way you do it, you do it. But I do believe when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing and obtain favor from the Lord. You the good thing, girl. You the good thing. You put the flavor into the collard greens. He collard greens, you put the flavor into the collard greens. He buy you a house, you make it into a home. He buy you groceries, you make a meal. He give you a seed, you give him a baby. So I believe in that. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? So I do believe in that. You the good thing, girl. You don't want to add some flavor to him. You add some color to his life. You see what I mean? He found a good thing. But a Proverbs 31 woman, she wasn't. She worked. She took care of the household. She worked. So let's see. I need my to his throne. Bonnie and Clyde, ride or die. So let's see. This is how taking you to church. I'm just telling you what I learned, the women that are around me, what we believe. You see what I mean? When a man find a wife, he found a good thing. Ladies, don't take the hunt out of the lion. Look at some of these lions at the zoo. Them lions look so sorry. They lost the hunt because they get fed. They're lazy. You throw the food, they just eating. Don't take the hunt out of the lion. The man is a lion. He likes the hunt. And don't make it so easy. I'm not saying you just stuck up and you make it hard. You hard to get. No, but you don't make it that easy. You're not available all the time. That man likes to hunt. And when he hunt and he know that it's not that he know he can get you like a narcissist. Because narcissists like to hunt too. But you have to be wise. And you listen to my videos, you listen to my mother's videos, you'll become wise. You'll become wise. But don't take the hunt from the lion. Y'all making it too easy. Some young folks making it too easy. You just jumping in the lion. You just jumping on there. The lion not interested in dead meat. That lion want to hunt. That lion want to hunt. Let that big old lion hunt. Let it be a hunt. He said hamsters like the wheel, knowing it goes nowhere, but they need to run. Right? Bobby says single women giving relationship advice. I was married for 22 years, folks. Sorry. My bad. Sorry. That slipped. My bad. He said, nah, take the hunt. Okay. Yeah, just jumping in the line then. Just here I am. Y'all know. Don't even let the lions hunt. That's what men are. Kings of lions. Let them lions hunt. Let them lions hunt. Let them lions hunt, ladies. Let the lions hunt. Stop being a cougar puma. Yeah, Bobby, yeah, he blocked. He is. Nah, he means single women these days are leading blind women astray. I ain't know what he was saying. I thought he was talking to me. I thought he was talking to me. Well, he got blocked. He didn't clarify. My bad. My bad. Hey, my moderator don't play. She don't play, and I don't stop her. I don't stop her. You such a kind-hearted person, Kelly. You such a. Are you a? Let me ask you a question. Are you a? He's at the block party. New Dawn is also one of my moderators. Narcissistic men don't like to hunt. Oh, yes, they do. Narcissistic men do like to hunt. They like that hunt. Yes, they do. That's why I said, stay single long. Wait long before you marry wrong. Because narcissistic men like to hunt too. And their hunt, when they hunt, is mesmerizing for a lot of people because it's different. Yeah, it's different. Oh, I was saying, are you what you would consider an empath? Because you have a very, you're very, what's the word I'm looking for? Because you see, you got strong women on here. You're kind of like a voice of reason. No, that's not what he meant. You kind of tender, not tender in a bad way. I mean, you have a tender heart. Sterling Anthony, you said story time real quick. What made you start YouTube? Because as a, as a therapist, I was teaching this in therapy. I just didn't have what they call the language of narcissists. So I was real professional. So I didn't have the language of like flying monkeys, gaslighting, discard. That's not something that I really knew. I didn't know that language, that language. So I was teaching this, but it seemed like I would always hit like I would hit like a brick wall. Like I'm helping these people, but there's just more to it. And when I started listening, the first person I started listening to was Angie Atkinson. And she started using the language flying monkeys. And I listened to her and then a little shaman. I was listening to Little Shaman. And I was like, oh my God. I said, I'm teaching this, but I don't have this language. And I know this, but I didn't know how to put it together. And as I was putting it together and I started talking like that in therapy, I also began to understand what I was in, what I had been in when I got when I after I got a divorce. So I started to understand what I had been in. I was like, oh, but the thing, what happened was, is when I was in school, I was studying abnormal psychology. It's always been interesting. Hold on. So you're an empath through and through. You can't teach folks to care. They do or they don't. It's an innate something. I figured you were, Kelly, because you got a very tender heart. So when I was in school at the time when I was married, um, I was married. I was with this person for 22 years. And I remember when I was going through abnormal psychology, I remember one day because he was like my case study for 20 some odd years. And I just couldn't figure out there's something that wasn't right. This was beyond just domestic violence. This was beyond, I couldn't put my finger on it. I just didn't understand. And when I started studying like abnormal psychology, I came to him one day and I said, are you bipolar or are you narcissist? Which of these two fit you? And not bipolar, but borderline. I said, are you borderline or are you narcissistic? Are you narcissistic personality disorder? And I said, look at these two and tell me which one do you think you are? He said, I'm not borderline. That doesn't fit me, but narcissistic personality disorder fits me. Now, keep in mind, I kept that in the back of the mind, but I didn't, I kind of put it in the back of my mind and left it like that. When I start learning the new language like flying monkeys and gaslighting and discard and smear campaigning and this, and I started looking back at the situation and I started talking about it in therapy, I said, oh my God, I was with a narcissist. And then as things started making sense at what he was doing at that very time, what he was doing at the time after we had divorced and everything, it started making sense. So as I was teaching it, I was also, oh my God, oh my gosh, I was with a narcissist. It started making sense. And the more I started talking about it, I said, let me get on YouTube and start talking to people about narcissism, because I was listening to people and some people were not giving out the right information. I knew they were using the language, but they were not giving out the right information. And I started to realize that some of the people that were on there were actually narcissists talking about narcissist abuse. And they were smear campaigning the people that they had abused. And I started recognizing like these are narcissists. And then I was listening to some people and they were giving out the information, and some of the information was not correct, psychologically correct. And then I started listening to people like Angie Atkinson, Little Shaman, Dr. Les Carter, Dr. Romney. and it started making sense because I was teaching this. I just wasn't using the correct language. And when I started using the correct language, I said, let me continue. And as I continued, my channel started to grow. And then after the pandemic, it was right before the pandemic, I was going to do a conference. After the pandemic, I did my first conference in Dallas, and people actually came to my conference. And I was like, I'm making impact. And what kept me on YouTube is somebody, I had about 67 followers, and somebody emailed me. To this day, I do not know who this person, I cannot find the email, but the person said, I know you don't have many followers, but I want you to know we're listening. Please don't stop. I remember that. That was the first one. The second, third, and fourth one, someone emailed me and said, lady, I don't know who you are, but I sat here and I just cut my wrist and I was waiting to die. I'm not even subscribed to your channel, but your video popped up. And when your video popped up, you were talking directly to me. And they were like, please don't stop. Please don't stop. And then I had another person say that they had just tried to hang themselves and it failed. And my video popped up. And they're like, please don't stop. And I had a third person say that they were just about to take pills and my video popped up. And so it doesn't matter what haters I have come on that channel. Those people right there let me know. And I had a lady, I think it's a lady in New York that was being held hostage. And she said that she can't get out. The husband doesn't know that she's watching, but she's watching the videos and building up her strength so she can get out of there. And I think she got out. But those you are the people that make me continue doing what I'm doing. That's why even when I'm tired, like I'm tired now, even when I'm tired, I think about you guys all the time. I think about what topics can I talk about. I think about what are they going through. I think about, these people don't even know how powerful they are. These people don't even know how beautiful they are. Some of them are hurting so bad. And I understand because I was there. I was there for 6 months. My daughter was sleeping in the bed with me at the time. I was going through a divorce. And I remember laying on the floor. I had prayer time at a particular time, but I remember laying on the floor. I would look up to see if she was asleep, and I would cry for hours. And I don't know if I was crying because, the facade that I was living, I realized I had wasted at that time 18 years. I had wasted 18 years of my life with an individual that did not love me, that could not love, that did not have the capacity to love. You wasted my time. You wasted my health. I was almost 300 pounds. My body was breaking down. They wanted to put me in a wheelchair, do surgery on my back. My children were jacked up because he had abused my children, and I cried. And I cried for 6 months. I laid on the floor and would cry for 6 months. I didn't know a human body could shed that many tears. And I realized, I said, you know what? And I was praying. I'm a praying woman. I am a believer. Just so you guys know, I'm a believer. And I remember praying and I said, God, I said, whatever you do, do not let this be in vain. Use this to help other people. Use this to help other people. I promise you, I will not go back. I will not go back if you just promise me that you will use this to help other people. I heard him say in my spirit, okay. And when I started going through, I was going through the withdrawals. I was going through the pain. He was living with another woman, pretending he was married to her while he was still married to me. My family didn't even know. My child go up in the house and he's trying to force her to call her mother and stuff. I didn't know nothing about that. So I didn't even know he was with somebody. The people that he was around, because she looked similar to what I did at one time. So her and I look kind of similar when I used to look like her. But he had people thinking that actually was his wife. So the military is very small. So my daughter, who had very similar friends, would ask her, oh, that's your mom. It's like, that is not my mother. He is married to my mother. That is not my mother. And they're like, wait a minute. So he's with her and he proposed, this is not his wife. She's like, no, my mom is his wife. So the military is very small. So, all this was going on. So imagine all the things I had to go through and the embarrassment and the humiliation. You know what I mean? And the fact that he's living with another woman, pretending to be married to her while he's still married to me. And then using her, I don't know what he's saying to her, but using her to and she makes sure that she let me know that she's there. And I remember thinking, I was like, if you got to make sure that you know that I know that you're there, you don't know that you're there. You're insecure. But one thing that I tell everybody all the time, I always tell people, what comes around goes around. And trust me, you got them. Thank God you took them away from me. You got them. And not only did you get them, you got all the problems that went along with it. I guarantee you she's suffering just like I was suffering back then. I was almost 300 pounds. I can imagine what her health is like because he ain't going to change. He is a dominator. He is an abuser. He violent. He got a mouth on him. He like the Tasmanian devil. Come through and tear your whole house up. Mind be all jacked up, body jacked up. Trust me, he ain't going to change. So what I grieved is something that needed to get away from me. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? That, I know it's a long story, but that is why I started the channel. That is why. And that's why, before I get off here and get ready to go, that's why I really want to see you guys in Atlanta. I do this, and the reason why, you guys will go look and see what I charge. But you have to remember the reason why I charge what I charge is because of the cost of the place and the cost of the food. Anybody that knows having to do conferences in hotels and stuff like that, it costs. And I'm going to say this at the end, but it costs. And so to give you something that's beautiful, food and the speakers, because I have to pay the speakers. If I didn't have to pay the speakers, I wouldn't charge what I charge for the conferences. I have to pay the speakers. I have to pay to make sure that you get a beautiful place to be in. And I'll be in Atlanta. Yes, I'll be in Atlanta. Now, the hotel that I had it listed as the Hilton, but the Hilton kind of tripping. So I might be back at the Marriott where I was 2 years ago. And it's a beautiful place. It is beautiful. It's in the middle. It's on Peachtree, and it's in the middle of the city. And what I'm doing is I have 2 sessions. So I have general session, and it's from 8 to 5. And I'm trying to get them to hold it until 11 o'clock, but it's from 8 to 5, and that's general session. And it's going to be myself, a friend of mine, Bridget Griffin, who is a domestic violence advocate. So Callie, aka Evil Monkey, I would love for you to be there so you can meet her yourself. But she's a domestic violence advocate. She's also a part of the first Victims First program here in the state of Washington, which deals with women that have been accused and put in jail because of that narcissist. She's a narcissist specialist as well. She deals in the court system all the time. But I would love for you to be there so that you can, talk to her yourself, get some information, because Callie, you might need to start a channel. See, I'm not a man. I can't speak from a male's perspective, but I'll be there to support you if you would do a channel. I will come to your channel and support you. You do a channel. You and New Dawn Arises, do a channel. Talk to the men, because some people don't know men. Well, they know, but from a perspective from a male, and we will be there to support you. We will be there to support you 100%. And but I want you to be in Atlanta. So from 8 to 5, I'm doing general session, and we'll break and go to lunch and then come back. And then from 7 to like 12, I'm gonna see if they keep it from 7 to 11 or 7 to 12. We'll have dinner. We're gonna have a formal white event. We're gonna have dinner, and we'll have a round table. But we have me, my friend Bridget Griffin, who is a domestic violence advocate. You have my a good friend of mine. She'll be on the Zoom, so she'll be talking to us through Zoom. Demetria, who's a millennial, who can tell you a lot of things. So she deals a lot with the millennials, the younger people. She's a millennial herself. And talk about narcissist abuse. Then you have my big sister, Bishop Kathy Gibson. She's off the chain. Her whole thing is building up women. She builds up men too, but she builds you up. She builds your confidence up. You can be a scarecrow, or you could be a turkey, and you'll feel like an eagle by the time she's done talking to you. This girl is off the chain of this lady, this woman's. That's my big sister. Her name is Bishop Kathy Gibson. She has a book called, I don't have it up here, but it's Milk and Honey. Get that book if you're dealing with your finances and trying to grow your finances. There's another one called The Indelible Woman. There's another one, The Essence of the Aristocratic Woman. Get those books. But so I have the 8 to 5 and then 7 to 12. Now, if you register for VIP, which is the whole conference to include the VIP session in the evening, you'll be there for the whole session. If you do general session, it'd be from 8 to 5. There is a Zoom, so you can go on Zoom and you'll see general session. So you'll be in there with us for general session. You can do Zoom. Now, there's 2 ways to pay for it. You can go right there to, she just posted it. It's overcomingnarcissistabuse.ticketleap.com. and you can register and pay for your tickets. If you bring more than, I think it's 4 to 5 people, is less on you. So if you get 4 to 5 people to register at the same time, then you can purchase a ticket for a group, and it's cheaper for a group to come. And so you can go to that overcomingnarcissistabuse.ticketleap.com, and you can just purchase the tickets right then. If you want to make payments, if it's better for you to make payments, then you can email me at drcarmenbryant@outlook.com. It's DR, put my whole name together, Carmen Bryant at outlook.com. Let me know you would like for me to send you a link. I will send you an invoice so you can make payments. And I think I'm gonna let you make payments all up until like May or June, because they have to have, of course, a hotel has to have the money, I think by May or June. So I need to have the money to give to the hotel to reserve the food, reserve the room, and everything. And so you can go on Zoom. So if you want to make payments, just go Dr. Carmen Bryant at outlook.com. Say, could you please send me an invoice? I would like general session or VIP or Zoom, and I will send it to you so that you can make payments. But listen, the reason why I charge, and I'm gonna leave the price the way it is, but the reason why I charge what I do is because you got to remember the expenditure when it comes to the room, to the food, and having to pay the speakers. I got to pay the speakers, that are coming. You'll also get to meet Telsha with the T on MPD. Tasha Leland is going to be there. So if you want to meet them, they're funny, they're fun to be around, and I definitely want you guys to meet them. So this is the other thing. The team is strong over here. Yes, it is. So and then if you can't come, just register to Zoom so we can see you on Zoom. But listen, this is another thing that I was going to say. So my birthday is coming up on Thursday. So what I did was I went into Amazon, and for those of you that know about conferences, the reason why I can keep the price the way it is because I did not add the sound system in there. I have to add the sound in there, which is the speakers, the microphone to connect to Zoom so that you can hear them on the screen. So the reason why the price is what they are is because I'm gonna buy my own equipment and travel with it. But what I did was for my birthday, I created an Amazon birthday gift. Thank you. A birthday gift list. On the gift list, there's a sound system that I want to purchase so I can travel with it because it brings down the expenditure for the conference. If I get the sound system at the conference, it's going to cost me anything from $3,000 to $6,000 to rent that. The sound system that's on Amazon is about $350. So that's a part of my wish list for my birthday, so I can have that, so I can keep the expenditure down for the conferences. But I did put that as a gift, and then the microphones that go with it. There are two the separate is microphones. I think it's like $150. So the microphones that are there, I can take those microphones. I have a sound person at my church is going to show me how to set everything up, because I normally set up everything, but then the sound people from the hotel come and set everything up for me. But he's going to show me how to set it up so I can set up everything when I get to Atlanta. So that will cut down, yes, the Amazon link. As a matter of fact, if you go to Amazon, as a matter of fact, Callie, go look on my Facebook page. If you look on my Facebook page, go to Overcoming Narcissist Abuse on Facebook. Can you post my Facebook link on Just Be Real? But if you go to my Facebook page, the link for Amazon is on there. But I did put the list on there. It's the sound system, which is like $350, and it's the microphone set. That's like $321. And the microphone system that goes along with that's like $150. Excuse me, but that's like $150. So those are the two things that I need in order not to add $3,000 to $6,000 onto the conference, which means I have to bring the price of the tickets up to pay for that too. So this is coming, that is what pays for the conference. So I did put that on. Now, of course, I threw in there a pair of shoes, and I think what else did I throw in there? I did throw in there some shoes. Let me look what I threw in there. Let me see what I threw in there. Let me look and see what I threw in there, y'all. You're like, what do you need those shoes for? It's not for the conference. That's for me. So that's for me. Hold on, let me look at my little list. Hold on, where my little gift registry? Let me look. Okay, let me look. So my gift registry, Carmen's birthday. You can go to Carmen Bryant on Amazon, or you can yeah, business expenses. So I got it's the dual speaker set, which I'll travel with, and the microphone set. And that is for you say, hey, us ladies love our shoes, don't we, child? But so those are the two for the conference. Um, and then of course I threw some other stuff in there because I broke my sewing machine. My sewing machine fell and I broke my sewing machine. So I got my sewing machine on there. I got a pair of shoes on there. I do have my little wax thing I need for my car. I have a grounding mat that goes on my mattress. And then I got an iPad keyboard that I need, an iPad keyboard. But the two most important things that I had on there was the speaker. I know we love our shoes. Y'all love your shoes too? That's what I'm talking about. But so I do have those two things right there. That's what I need for the conference. And I need y'all help to get that. Because if not, I got to, oh yeah, they're all tax write-off. Yeah, they are. Absolutely. If you purchase it on here as a gift, it's a tax write-off for you. But it's a gift for me for my birthday. So I do have a birthday list on there. And the two most important things are those speaker sets and those microphones. That right there will cut the price for me for the conference by $3,000 to $6,000 because that's how much it costs. Those of you that have done conferences, have been to conference, that's how much. Oh, thank you, New Dawn. Thank you so much. Now, if y'all cash at me, I'm not gonna lie to you. I might go get a foot massage. I might get a foot massage. If not, I'll put that on. I'll put that on there. So if you guys want to cash at me, you can cash at me. Let me look. I gotta see what my cash app is. Let me look and see what my cash app is. So it's for my birthday. So if you guys want to cash at me. And some of y'all, I can't believe she asking, hey, if you don't ask, you ain't gonna get it. I'm gonna ask my family, y'all family, so I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask. I sure will. I ain't scared to ask. I ain't scared to ask. This is my cash app. So if you guys want to cash at me, on my birthday, I was planning on taking the day off. Let me see. That's my cash app. You guys want to cash at me. But if you cash at me, I'm taking that day off. Oh, thank you, New Dawn. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So if you cash at me, I may go get my feet done or get a massage or something like that. But if you go on to Amazon, those are the two biggest things that I need is that speaker set and those microphones. And that even though the speaker set is like 350 and the microphone set is like 150, that right there I can carry through the airport, and that will cut $3,000 to $6,000 off of the conference. The conference for the conference because I have to rent that stuff from the hotel in order for us to have sound, and so I can keep the price. The way that the price is, I don't have to go up on the price of the tickets. In order to do that. Hold on, let me check Instagram. Instagram been here the whole time, and I hadn't even looked over there to see if you. Let me look. Let me look. I'm so sorry. Okay. Okay. You guys have been a little quiet. You're a little quiet. But that's all I wanted to say. So y'all know my birthday's coming up on the 21st. I'm coming on live to let y'all see me unless I got no makeup on. I'm gonna come on live to let y'all see me and stuff like that because I might go get my feet done because I wanted a foot massage. I want to know what a foot massage feel like. I have body massage, but I want a foot massage. I want them to rub on my feet a little bit. But yes, I do have that Amazon link. Go to my Facebook page under Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. I posted the Amazon gift registry on there so that you guys will see when you go on there, you'll see where I put it in there. Okay. Oh, Mick said I only give money to people with all narcissistic behaviors. Dr. Carmen passed with flying colors, so I'm going to deposit 1,000. And you know what? You are officially blocked. All right. Anyway, so that's so sweet. That's so sweet. Anyway, and they're officially blocked now. You guys didn't get what he was saying, did you? But I appreciate it. Like I said, we family here, so I'm not afraid to ask y'all to help me if I need help. What they say, a closed mouth don't get fed. So I love to ask to help me. I'm not afraid. I'm gonna put my pride down. Help me so that we can get this. And I want you guys to be at this conference, okay? I want you guys to be at this conference. I really want to see you guys in Atlanta. It's July 27th. Thank you so much. It's July 27th. I really want to see you guys. A lot of you guys said you're coming out so you can, because Apostle Helen, Apostle Helen Sadler is going to be there. Now, how I forget to tell y'all that? Apostle Helen Sadler, my mom is going to be there. Apostle Helen Sadler is going to be there. So you guys know her as my destiny helper, your destiny helper. she's going to be there. So July 27th, we will be in Atlanta, and I'm having to go to change the hotel. So I'll repost the hotels. But it doesn't matter where you get the hotel at, as long as you come to the hotel where we're at. And I'm talking to the Marriott. It's the Marriott Marquis. I'm talking to them because I may pull out of the Hilton because they're not acting right, and going over to the same place I was 2 years ago. And that was really beautiful. And it's right in the middle of downtown on Peachtree in Atlanta. And it was really pretty. Valet parking, honey, they were doing it up over there. And that hotel is beautiful. They got different restaurants in there. And so, we'll dismiss and eat lunch and everything during the general session. But I really want to see you guys there. Come and support me. Come out there. If you appreciate me, come out there and support me. Come out there to the conference and support me, because I travel from town to town. Next year, I'll probably be in Houston, Texas. I might go to Houston, Texas, but I'll be in Dallas with my mom. She has a conference coming up on the 9th through the 11th in Dallas, Texas. So she's going to be in Dallas, Texas from the 9th to the 11th for her conference. And it is the year of the Dominaires. If you guys have businesses, families, you want to get promotions, you're dealing with businesses, it's changing your mindset. It is not a narcissist abuse conference. It is a conference. Now, true enough, it's ministry, but at the same time, it's a conference that's dealing with businesses, promotions, families, domination. You want to dominate those areas. You have to come out there. And then after the conference, in the evening, she has a round table. And that round table, we're going to be dealing with narcissists. It's open. We're going to be talking about narcissist stuff. And then on Monday, the 12th, we're going to be going to a perfumery. So those of you that love perfumes, it's a perfumery that actually puts your scents and smells together. And we would love. Oh, you in Houston? I sure hope you come. New Dawn Arises. I hope you come to the conference when I come. But Houston is my target next year. I want to go to Houston next year. I got family in Texas. They're all in Dallas and Austin. So any guest speaker opportunities and time permits today? Well, not tonight. Not tonight. You just moved from Houston? Oh, man. And you went to California. Well, I sure hope to meet you, New Dawn Rises. That would be awesome. You come help me set up some of this equipment. You come over there and help me set up some of this equipment. But listen, so I'm getting ready to go. I know I've been on here for a while, and you're here. Peace, you there? So I am hoping. Just be real. Alan said he couldn't click the link. He couldn't click the link. Let me see. Hold on just a minute. I sure am. I'm about to get me some rest. Hold on. Let me give me a minute. Give me just a second. Let me look at the link. Make sure the link should be good. I sure hope so. I sure hope so. Okay, hold on. Here it is. So if you click this, just be real, and then repaste it, this should be good. Here it is. This should be good. Let me put it right here. Let me look at. There it goes. If you copy mine and repost it, we should be good. Okay, for some reason this don't. Okay, it posted though. It came up for me, please. Okay. Alan, I posted it too. So it's posted on YouTube and on Facebook. So it's posted too. And on here. And like I said, if you want to make payments, if you can't pay for the ticket right away, just email me at this email address and let me know to send you an invoice. Just let me know what you want. Do you want general session? Do you want VIP, which includes general session, or do you want Zoom? And I will send you a invoice, and you make payments. I think the hotel needs their fees either in May or in June. So it depends on when they need their fees would be the cutoff for the tickets, so I can go ahead and pay for everything. Okay. Thank you, Alan. I hope you come. I hope you come, Alan. We would love to meet you, and we really would like to have that male energy too, because men have a lot to say as well. We really would love to have the men there at the conference. This is not just always an all female conference. We had some men. Remember, just be real. We had the men show up in Atlanta the last time we were there, and it was nice because we actually had a male speaker on the panel. But we had the men show up, and it was really nice because. And then the ladies looking at the men. One of them a very attractive man, and all them ladies all in that man face. Ladies, I need y'all to sit down somewhere, and let them men be. Let them men folk be. But listen, I'm gonna go ahead and get off. And I've enjoyed you guys. Thank you so kindly. Thank you so much for being here with me. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you guys supporting me. I hope to see you guys in Atlanta. I really want to. She said those brothers were sharp too. They were. When we went out to eat that evening, them brothers were dressed. You hear me? They were just, you got squared away. Alan, you sound like you in the military. Were you in the military? Oh, those brothers were sharp. What you talking about? Those brothers were sharp. They look good. They sure did. Those brothers were sharp. I love when a brother shows up and they sharp and they confident. Y'all come on out there, brothers. Those sisters need to see some more men out there. We need some men's strength. We need some men's strength. The pleasure is mutual and reciprocal. Thank you so much, Kelly. I appreciate you. Yeah, you were military, you were Army, weren't you? Tell me you were Army, because I know you were Army. See? I know my Army brothers. Cool? I know my Army brothers. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, New Dawn Rises. I appreciate you. Hey, just be real said, and they smell good. She said the men were sharp and they smelled good. Hey, they smelled good. They smelled good. Kelly, what you reaching out for military advice? You want some military advice? I was Army too. I'm retired Army too. Yeah, they smelled good too. Yeah, the brothers, they smelled good. They came out there with some soap and water and some cologne, and they were sharp. They were sharp. Brothers, we need some more of y'all brothers out there. We need some more of you brothers out there. Come on out there and support us. Come on out there because the brothers need to hear. He said soap and water does the trick every time. I love y'all. I enjoy talking to you guys. That's why I'm sitting here just rambling. But I'm going to let you guys go, okay? Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you guys. Hey, share the videos. Let the people know that you guys come on here on Sundays, and you guys can let me know what topics, if you guys have some topics that you want me to talk about, I'll talk about it. And I'll do some videos this week. I'm glad. I'm hoping to see you, New Dawn Rise. It'll be an honor and it will be a pleasure to meet you. I know we will all be honored to meet you. Yes, thank you so much. And thank you guys so much for being here. And I know the young lady that asked me to talk more about malignant narcissists. Oh, excuse me. To talk more about malignant narcissists, just look for my video on either Tuesday or Wednesday about the malignant narcissist, okay? Because I'm going to do a video on the malignant narcissist. And if you guys have topics, just type the topic in there and let me know what you might want to hear, okay? And we can pick some. Now you pick some topics I got to study for a week, and go look through my school notes and stuff like that. Now y'all wrong for that, but let me know, okay? You guys have a wonderful evening. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys go and be great. Register. Don't wait till the last minute to register because I got to lock stuff in. Don't wait till the last minute to register, because I got to get the hotel squared away for you guys. And go look at my Amazon gift registry. No, I'm not a narcissist, but closed mouth don't get fed. And when you got a family on social media, why not ask the question? If everybody give like $5, I can get, if everybody on here right now gives about $5 to $10, I can go get the equipment. And so that will take the $3,000 to $6,000 for the fee that I got to pay to get the equipment in there. That'll cut the cost. And I can carry that every time I go to a conference. I can bring that equipment with me. I already bring my own equipment, my computer, my projector, and all that. The stuff that goes with it is the sound part that I need. The speakers, the microphones, and then of course all that. You know what I mean? All that goes along with the sound system. I would have to get that. And so I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. And I love you guys. You guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for your support. And yes, I even put my Cash App on there. So if you guys want to send me some financials, I sure will take that, and I either go buy it. If it's not a lot, I will get my feet done for my birthday. And I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I'll even come on live. Let y'all see me get my feet done. But other than that, I appreciate you guys. You guys have a wonderful evening and good night, everybody.